Listen to that roar. Everton and their supporters breathe again.
I mean, this is a proper derby. Make no mistake, this is a proper electric atmosphere, a proper derby.
Liverpool versus Everton, Sunday afternoon. It is huge, as we said, at both ends of the table. Of course, Liverpool desperate to win another Premier League title. They are just 1 point behind Manchester City. Both clubs have 6 games to play. Everton down in 17th. They are just 1 point ahead of the relegation zone, that being Burnley. But they do have a game in hand. However, Everton's run is absolutely dreadful from here on out. You've got to say they got that win over Manchester United. They got themselves a point against Leicester City last time out, which could have been more. But now it's Liverpool, it's Chelsea, it's Leicester again. A huge game with Watford and Brentford before they end the season with Crystal Palace and Arsenal. And they, I think, have the worst run-in. Listen, before we talk about the game itself, all this talk about Liverpool and a quadruple of winning absolutely everything. I've said it before on the show. I think it would be the greatest achievement in English club football. And I think it's obvious it would be. But do you think they genuinely have a chance of doing it?
100%. And that's not based on bias. That's saying they've got the capability to do that. They've got the strength and they've got the team depth to do that. All they've got to do is stay focused, take one game at a time. They're 1 point behind Man City. Chelsea in the final. It's a final, so anyone can win on the day. But if Liverpool turn up, you would say that Liverpool would be favourites. And then when in the Champions League, you would say they've got the easiest, route by Villarreal. So they've got every means to go to the final in the cup competitions. And being 1 point behind City, that's going to go all the way to the wire. So I would say, like I said, they've got to stay fit, professional, take one game at a time, and I feel that the quadruple can be done for sure.
Fair.
I mean, if any team's going to do it, like you say, Jermaine, it's going to be this one. They're just strong throughout defensively. Their attack is so amazing. But it's interesting what you say there, though, because you hear the interviews with the players after. They're all saying, just take it one game at a time. But surely it's so easy to run away with it and think, yes, we could get the quadruple. And you're looking ahead to everything coming up.
No, you can, let your mind sway and start thinking, oh, well, if we win this game, then we've got, in 2 weeks, we're playing this. You can't do that because you have to literally focus on each game as it comes, like a cup final. That's the best way to prepare, because you can, like I said, if you start thinking about other things, you may lose your focus on, the next up and coming game. And that's where complacency might come in, and little things sneak in where if you want to win the quadruple, you've got to be on point from now to the last kick of the season.
I can't imagine the physical and emotional investment that it takes to come out of this period of football unscathed, because to complete the quadruple, basically, unless Manchester City are dropping points, I think at this point in time, both of those clubs, Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp, think they need to win all their games to guarantee the title, and they hope that the other one, drops points.
Mistake, yeah.
Exactly, makes the mistake. The second leg against Villarreal is on the 3rd of May. Then you host Tottenham at Anfield on the 7th. 10th, you go to Aston Villa. 14th, FA Cup final against Chelsea. 22nd, and by the way, we don't know when they'll be playing Southampton. That match hasn't been rearranged yet, so it could be in between the game between Chelsea in the FA Cup final and a game against Wolves at home on the 22nd. You then have a Champions League final on the 28th.
Yeah, that run-in,
it's intense.
It's intense, but we've shown we've got a squad capable of taking out 6 or 7 players and still be at the highest performance. Our front 4 or 5 we can change is unbelievable. Bringing on Luis Diaz, Firmino, Jota, or not even Salah Mane, it doesn't have the big impact that it once did. We can rest those players. We can even now put, Virgil on the bench, give him the rest. Our midfield is strong now, so we've got the strength and the squad to be able to cope with these intense games. If we get the job done against Villarreal, we can then put in like we did against Benfica. Oh, that was a little bit tricky towards the end. But if we, if we get a good,
that was a change team.
Yeah,
seven changes.
If we
still
get
drew the match.
So if we get a good result against Villarreal, that's one we can maybe rest some key players. So, it's tough, but it can be done, and I have faith.
You have faith.
I have faith.
Gotta have faith.
Because Man City got some tricky ties as well coming up.
They do.
Away. Yeah, and they're sometimes the amount to get a little sleepy draw here and there.
Perfection. If perfection is what it's going to take from here on out, winning every single one of those matches, and that is a big if. They might not need to, but if it is, I think it's not possible.
It could be a loss on a draw.
No,
Man City might lose. I know, you never know.
We never know.